Thank you so much for organizing these interviews and asking us to submit our answers. I think it not only helped us prepare for the position that we're going to go in, but also helped us understand just how to function together as a team. And that's one of the things that I bring to the table, is that when elected to the school board, I believe that I'm a team. I work with the team. I am always all about listening, understanding what the other side, whichever side that may be, is saying, and then working collaboratively. I know that we can solve any problems that we have, and especially going through a pandemic right now, we are facing quite a few challenges. I believe that we can solve all of our challenges if we work from a place of wanting to listen, a place of empathy, compassion, and collaboration. What made me run was a deep desire to give back to the community. I have been a part of this community for 13 years, and raising my children, I found this community to be very welcoming, safe, and diverse. And I've received so much from the 204 community: friendships for myself and my kids, support for myself and my family. I've been able to thrive. My family has been able to thrive, and I feel like it is my obligation, my duty to be able to give back, and I want to be able to give back. There are many things that we can be proud of as a school district. However, the two things that come to mind at the top is that, one, even though we are spending about $12,500 or $600 or so per student per year, the state average is much higher. It's about $15,000 or so per student. Despite the fact that we have limited resources, even lower than the state average, our students in their scores are above 1,100 when the state's scores are much lower than that, close to 995 or so. And I think that just goes to show how much of a culture of wanting to help. I think every stakeholder in the community of the district is wanting to contribute, is wanting to make sure that our district is working wonderfully together as a community. I think that's something that we should be really proud of, given that we are the fourth largest district in the state of Illinois. And we are serving so many students, and resources are limited, and yet we excel. Our students are excelling. It's a sign of how much hard work all of our community members, our teachers and educators are putting. The second thing I think we can be proud of as a school district is the fact that we have one of the highest teacher retention percentage. And even though there are some things that do require for us to work and maybe grow in those areas, despite the fact that there is some room to grow, teachers still choose to stay in the school district, and that shows a lot about our school district. That shows that the culture is valued here, and our teachers enjoy that and stay with us, and sometimes even come back. Thank you. Yes, reopening schools is important. Schools are open. Bringing children back to the school is important. Kids want to come back to schools as soon as possible. I have 2 kids in the district, and I cannot tell you how much they want to come back to the school. However, right now, because what we have experienced in the last few months, we have to start to focus on the social, emotional, and the mental health of our students and our educators, because we have seen resilience being exhibited by our students, by our teachers and administrators and staff members, and parents, of course, because now they also have to be more involved, and they have to take a lot more than what we as parents are used to. So I think start to work on making sure that not only are we aware that the work needs to be done in the social, emotional, and mental health, but also start taking concrete steps towards that is very important. The other aspect I feel like we need to work is the inequities, and they have been there for decades. However, the pandemic has allowed for us to be able to see them more clearly. Now there is a light being shown on those issues, and maybe it has given us the opportunity to have some time and space in our lives. We are not running from one thing to the other anymore. So it has given us the space to realize that yes, these are inequities that exist and have existed in our community for a long period of time. Now that we know what those inequities are, taking steps to bridge those gaps, taking steps to make sure we take care of those children that need extra support, that need extra encouragement, and making sure that we are allocating our resources in a more strategic, in a more compassionate, and a more creative fashion, so that we can allocate these resources to all our students and allow all our students to be able to learn, to be able to lead, and to be able to thrive. I think those are the two things that we really need to focus on. The fact that I'm a mother and I'm a wife, it prepares you for everything. You can convert 15 cents into $1 and you make it work. My educational background of working with endangered wildlife, saving and protecting the environment, has so deeply seated in my heart that I know that it is important for us to prepare the next generation. To make them more resilient, make them future ready. But most importantly, I've always been a teacher, and sometimes there was a point in my life that I struggled with that idea. I was not ready to accept that, and I kind of struggled with it, and I was talking to Lisa as well, that it kept coming back. The thread kept coming back, that I'm an educator, that I'm a teacher. And I realized that when I was in 8th grade, I was teaching a 7th grader. When I was in 9th grade, I was teaching an 8th grader. And it may seem like this is something that I'm saying because I'm giving an interview, but honestly, I drive the most amount of contentment. I feel just joy and pleasure is not enough. The contentment that I drive from being able to teach is something that I really am glad that I'm able to find strength in that aspect of my own self. Anything that I have done in my life, I have done from a perspective of how can I give back to the bigger, how can I contribute to the bigger picture, how can I give back some more. And I feel like in my personal growth, I am at that place where I can do that. I'm ready to contribute at a bigger level. I'm ready to contribute and give back to the community that has given me so much over these years. And when elected, I will work with all the members of the community in order to make sure that our children are able to be able to thrive. Our children are able to be their best, no matter what their gifts and talents are.